Coming up next, volcanoes, hot springs, and underground pathways. One energy source has temperatures rising, the Ring of Fire, which states sit close to this seismic sensation. And how are they benefiting? And drilling deep, how harnessing nature's power may lead to its destruction. All of this, plus weather and sports, when StumpTV returns. Good evening, and welcome to Stump News. I'm Gabby Lieberman. We'll have more on our top stories in just a moment. But first, breaking news. Scientists in Hawaii believe Mount Mauna Loa could erupt at any moment, spewing hot lava and ash for hundreds of miles. Those in communities in the volcano's shadow know the danger and accept it. They insist the beauty of their land more than makes up for the risks. In this case, residents believe that this beauty is much more than surface deep and can change the world. They're talking about geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is an important source of renewable energy that has been gaining popularity in recent years. Let's start by discussing where geothermal energy comes from. Geothermal energy is heat energy from the earth. So geo, which means earth, plus thermal, which means heat. Geothermal resources are reservoirs of hot water that exist or are human-made at varying temperatures and depths below Earth's surface. Geothermal power plants draw fluids from underground reservoirs to the surface to produce steam. This steam then drives turbines that generate electricity. There are three main types of geothermal power plant technologies: dry steam, flash steam, and binary cycle. Dry steam plants use hydrothermal fluids that are already mostly steam, while flash steam plants are the most common type of geothermal power plants in operation today. Binary cycle geothermal power plants can use lower temperature geothermal resources, making them an important technology for deploying geothermal electricity production in more locations. Now, on to Julia with more on those deep underground pathways. Some say there's nowhere steamier. Let's discuss the general process of energy conversion to a usable commercial form, such as electricity or kinetic motion in a vehicle.
In most cases, this involves a discussion of turbines, generators, and/or a motor internal combustion engine.
Natural geothermal systems are produced by the presence of hot rocks, fluid, and permeability underground.
Fluids are conducted through the hot rocks by means of tiny subsurface passageways like cracks. This fluid can be drawn as energy in the form of heat through wells to the Earth's surface for geothermal electricity generation. This energy is transformed into steam at the surface where it powers turbines that generate electricity.
The design of the power plant includes a conversion type that is often based on the temperature and the state of the subsurface fluid. Back to our breaking news. A reporter has made it to the scene and has more information on the importance of volcanic areas and what they can mean for the future of energy. Back to you, Sophie.
Geothermal resources are typically most active in areas where major tectonic plate boundaries and volcanoes are prevalent. The Ring of Fire, a region encircling the Pacific Ocean, is known for being one of the most active geothermal areas worldwide. In the United States, geothermal power plants are primarily located in western states and Hawaii, where these energy resources are closer to the Earth's surface. California produces the most electricity from geothermal energy, while Nevada and Utah also have notable capacity. Other countries like Iceland have long taken advantage of geothermal resources due to their favorable locations. For instance, Iceland has 25 active volcanoes and 600 hot springs, and around 25% of its energy comes from 5 geothermal power plants.
Now, where there's smoke, there's fire, and debate. Not everyone agrees that the hottest source of energy around translates into the best. Let's go back to Sophie to explore the pros and cons of geothermal energy, considering the end-to-end process from extraction to use.
Geothermal energy is on the rise as a reliable source of electricity, and for many reasons. Geothermal power plants offer a reliable source of electricity as they generate a consistent power output regardless of the time of day or season. This is unlike wind and solar power, which are more intermittent and require energy storage for large-scale use. Furthermore, geothermal energy is derived from within the Earth, meaning that the land footprint required for its installation is comparatively small, unlike wind, solar, and hydropower. Geothermal energy is not limited to large power plants, and it can also be used in small-scale installations such as geothermal heat pumps for residential or commercial buildings. The geothermal energy industry is relatively young, but is rapidly expanding due to advancements in technology, research and development, and an increase in new projects. As a result, geothermal energy is becoming more accessible, efficient, and applicable to a wider variety of use cases. Finally, geothermal infrastructure has a longevity with a 20-year lifespan estimated for heat pumps and up to 50 years for the underground infrastructure. While these advantages make geothermal energy an attractive option, there's still ongoing debate about its efficiency. Geothermal power plants have location-dependent limitations as they require geothermal reservoirs with temperatures above 100 degrees Celsius. These reservoirs are typically found in specific areas, often near tectonic plate boundaries or hotspots. Additionally, the upfront costs to build a geothermal energy plant can be relatively high, ranging from $4,000 to $6,000 per kilowatt hour, according to Lazard's LCOE analysis. This cost is significantly more expensive than other renewable options like solar and wind energy, which max out at $1,250 per kilowatt hour and $1,550 per kilowatt hour, respectively. Finally, constructing a geothermal power plant involves drilling deep into the earth to access hot steam and/or water, which can cause underground instability and lead to surface earthquakes. So far, our reporters spanned the globe in search of geothermal sites, but now it's time to head home. First, though, a quick check of our local weather. Today, temperatures will hit close to 90 degrees, which is expected. Florida is the warmest of all U.S. states. It has an average daily temperature of around 700.7 degrees Fahrenheit, or 21.5 degrees Celsius. July is the hottest month, with an average between 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or 32.2 degrees Celsius, and 95 degrees Fahrenheit, or 35 degrees Celsius. Julia, I believe you have a special report on how these temperatures relate to geothermal energy.
Because of Florida's unique soil composition, warm ground temperature, and water resources, geothermal cooling is effective here.
Florida is a good place for geothermal energy systems because of the state's warm summers, frost-free winters, and suitable soil. When the technology operates effectively, property owners can save utility costs by over 70%. Florida also provides rebates for green energy. The greatest conditions for geothermal systems are those with mild winters and summers with little to no frost.
According to an article by The Ledger, a few yards below our surface here in Florida, the Earth is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And while Florida does not have incredibly high temperatures and steam to produce geothermal electricity, the temperature of the Earth can help Floridians save power. In the wintertime, the ground's heat can be used to heat houses, and in the summer, the ground acts as a condenser. The geothermal system also heats the pipes under houses, which provides homeowners with hot water.
The Energy Department claims that geothermal systems could cut electricity bills by 25 to 50%. The only downside to this is that these systems tend to cost 2 to 3 times as much as normal heating and air conditioning systems.
Geothermal power plants utilize the heat from the Earth's interior to generate electricity by directing hot steam or water through a turbine. This electricity can then be used to power, heat, and cool homes and buildings, among other applications. On the other hand, geothermal heat pumps work by circulating fluid through underground pipes where they absorb heat from the earth. This heat is then extracted, compressed, and distributed throughout the home using existing ductwork, allowing for immediate heating and cooling without the need to generate electricity first, as with power plants. This makes heat pumps a more straightforward solution for residential heating and cooling compared to geothermal power plants. Now, back to our breaking news. Gabby?
4 billion years has been leading to this moment. The slow decay of particles deep in the Earth's core formed reservoirs that are now finding their way to the surface behind me. The results can be both dangerous and spectacular. What will happen next as mankind attempts to harness Mother Nature? Stay tuned.
That's all for this edition of StumpTV. Join us again at 11, or get your news anytime at StumpTV.com. Now, stay tuned for Jeopardy! With special guest host Mr. Erdman. See you at 11!